Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. The legends of the Hodag had always fascinated me. Growing up in the small town of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, tales of this fearsome creature with horns, spikes, and razor-sharp teeth were as much a part of our folklore as cheese curds and dairy farms. But for me, they were more than just stories, they were an obsession. From a young age, I devoured every book, article, and whispered rumor about the Hodag that I could get my hands on. I studied its supposed habits, its rumored lairs deep within the dark woods that surrounded our town, and the few grainy photographs that purported to capture its elusive form. And as I grew older, my fascination only deepened, until it consumed my every waking thought. So when I received an invitation to join a group of fellow cryptozoologists on an expedition into the heart of the Wisconsin wilderness in search of the Hodag, I jumped at the chance. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to prove once and for all that the creature I had spent my whole life studying was more than just a legend. We set out early one misty morning, our backpacks loaded with camping gear, cameras, and recording equipment. The forest was alive with the sounds of birdsong and rustling leaves as we made our way deeper into its dark embrace, our excitement mounting with each step. For days, we trudged through the dense undergrowth, following the faint trails that wound their way through the ancient trees. We encountered all manner of wildlife, deer, raccoons, even the occasional black bear, but there was no sign of the Hodag. As the days turned into weeks and our supplies began to dwindle, doubt began to creep into our minds. Had we been foolish to believe that we could find a creature that had eluded hunters and scientists for centuries? Were we chasing nothing more than a figment of our collective imagination? But just when we were on the verge of giving up hope, we stumbled upon it, a clearing deep within the heart of the forest, its floor littered with bones and debris. And there, at the center of it all, stood the creature we had been searching for. The Hodag was even more terrifying than I had imagined. Its massive form was covered in thick, dark fur, its eyes gleaming with a feral intelligence that sent a shiver down my spine. Its horns curved menacingly from its skull, and its teeth were like daggers, sharp and deadly. We watched in awe and terror as the Hodag prowled the clearing, its movements sinuous and graceful despite its monstrous size. It seemed to sense our presence, its gaze fixing on us with a malevolence that made my blood run cold. But as we prepared to capture the creature on film, disaster struck. One of our team members stumbled and fell, his cry of pain echoing through the forest like a death knell. And in that moment of chaos, the Hodag lunged. I can still hear the screams of my companions as the creature attacked, its claws tearing through flesh and bone with terrifying ease. I tried to run, to escape the horror that was unfolding before my eyes, but it was no use. The Hodag was too fast, too powerful, and before I knew it, I was face to face with the creature I had spent my whole life searching for. But as I stared into its eyes, I saw something unexpected, a flicker of intelligence, a spark of recognition. And in that moment, I realized that the Hodag was more than just a mindless monster, it was a creature of the forest, a guardian of the wilderness, and it had been protecting its home from intruders like us for centuries. In the end, I was the only one to escape the Hodag's wrath. I fled into the forest, my heart pounding in my chest, my mind reeling with the horror of what I had witnessed. And as I stumbled out of the woods and into the light of day, I knew that I would never be the same again. For the Hodag had shown me the true meaning of fear, the depths of terror that lurked within the heart of the wilderness. And as long as I live, I will never forget the creature that haunts the dark woods of Wisconsin, the fearsome, magnificent, and utterly terrifying Hodag.